Radid, Louis Radid, is an American Palestinian. Um, the landlord of one of the homes besieged by Israeli settlers for over a week arrived at his parents' house. So he was a landlord, and one of his houses that he rents out in the West Bank, I did not know this part, was taken by Israelis. The Israelis in the West Bank are being renegades, terrorists, just like they're doing in Gaza and Lebanon. It's not really nothing new, but West Bank doesn't really get that much coverage. The reason why the West Bank does not get that much coverage because with Gaza, the Zionists use Hamas as the excuse. With Lebanon, the Zionist uses Hezbollah as the excuse. With Yemen, the Zionist uses Ansar Allah as an excuse. With Iran, the IRGC. With let me make sure I name them all. What they have in busy Syria, the IRGC uses rebels. The ones that are still trying to fight and keep their land and fight sectarianism that's happening right now, the genocide, the ethnic cleansing of Alawite and Christians and Druze by Jelani, who is the coup president, basically. He's the one that took power after Assad was ousted, which is a whole other thing because definitely Russia. I do blame Russia for that as well too. But anyway, that's a whole nother story, not what I'm going to cover today. But Louis Radid is a Palestinian American. Now, Louis Radid's story, because he's basically in the West Bank to try to protect his father's house from being raided. And if you watch the videos, the Zionists are different, man. They don't care. You are on national TV. CNN covered this story. CNN covered this story. You're on national TV being shown as being a crazy terroristic entity in the West Bank. You killed over 80 people. That's numbers that I'm pretty sure more than that. You killed over 80 people. You are still in all these homes. This was going on before I was born, by the way. We're just catching up for people that don't know. You did all these things, and you do it boldly even more while you're on TV, chasing journalists, detaining and kidnapping politicians like Ro Khanna, to the point that the IDF came over and then they detained him too. You're like, bro, we can't. What are you doing? You're detaining politicians now. So what's going on? And then the Americans, I don't know who was doing whistleblowing. Well, not even whistleblowing, but apparently the U.S. government wants them to apologize for what's going on in the West Bank. They don't have a standing over excuse that they can use in the West Bank, even though all those other excuses are stupid. So when you read all those things all those entities that I just mentioned are resistance organizations. You know what I mean? The resistance organization. So it doesn't matter at all. It does not matter. Those are resistance organizations. And who are they resisting? Zionism, occupation. You know what I mean? They're not terrorists. But the media here wants to call them terrorists. They're on the terrorist watch list, blah, blah, blah. The KKK never been on the terrorist watch list. Why should I take the terrorist watch list seriously when they can't even put the KKK on the terrorist watch list? But so this man is trying so hard to keep his father's house, who lives in the West Bank. And they are just surrounding him. It's a lot of people that are outside, dude. It's freaking scary. They want the house. They're doing everything they can. Everything they can. Here's a quote. I should be able to go to my home freely anytime I want, he said. It is a frustration and a nightmare for the entire family. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. You worked hard. You did everything right. Everything right. Bought a house, raised a family, Now people are trying to come to your house, take your house, put your house by force on the market. So some person from Brooklyn, I don't even know if they're gonna be from Brooklyn, from America, maybe from Poland, maybe from Russia, some rando that has Jewish heritage, who's a Zionist. This, this is the issue. Zionism. Who's a Zionist is going to take your house that's been in your family for generations. Ain't that crazy? That is just absolutely nuts and unacceptable. That's been going on before we were born. And that's been going on before, like when my grandmother was a teenager. It's been over 70 years. Why does this story, and this is not even me, like, questioning why does he get the spotlight? I'm glad that they are getting the spotlight. But why now? After 70, you know how many